my god, I love Klein. Wait, what? So much going on right now. I actually... What? We've got all formats on the go. Of course it doesn't get explained straight away. What have I just read? Oh my god. Did I mention that I'm excited to be reading this? Because I'm excited to be reading this. Good Team K's! Let's sit and read together. Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. I'm so excited for this week's video. We have got a reading vlog, but we have actually got what I am considering a pretty exciting reading vlog. We are continuing / finishing, I think mainly finishing, series that we're in the middle of. Did I say that right? I have been putting some of these off for the longest time. Like, oh my god. Like, they just need to get read. And they're all on my September TBR as well. Some really good potential books as well to have been out for quite a long time. And one of them is a new release, which I'm super excited for. Like, the one that's about to come out might be my favorite one in the series, but we'll get to that one in a little bit. First book that we're going to be reading / finishing the series of is Ruthless Vows. This is part of the Letters of Enchantment duology. Now, I was a bit unsure whether this counted as a series because it's a duology, but there's more than one, and I've been putting it off for the longest time. I read the first one in January. It is now September, and Wild Reverence comes out this month, which I am desperate to read, so I want to get this one read obviously beforehand. So first book is Ruthless Vows. I did start this last night. I only read like a couple of chapters. I can't lie, it did take me a bit to kind of remember what was happening because it had been so long since I last read Divine Rivals, which was obviously in January, and I've read a lot of books since then. So I did go on TikTok and watch some recap videos because I was like, I can remember, but I couldn't remember everything. I wanted to go in with as much knowledge as I possibly could as to like what was going on. I'm just so excited to be back in this world. I'm so excited to be reading with you guys and just experiencing the magic all over again. I really, really enjoyed the first book, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to actually get into the second book. I was waiting for it to come out in paperback because in the UK it didn't come out in paperback till maybe like March. So there was a bit of time between me reading it and the paperback coming out because I've got the paperback of Divine Rivals. I wanted it to match, and then the weather was getting warmer and I just wasn't in the vibes for it. But now we're in cozy season. It is the absolute perfect time for me to finish this series. Oh, I'm just so excited to be reading this. I'm excited for it to be cozy season. I'm so excited for the Burr months, as people have been calling them, the Burr months. I've reset the whole apartment, ready for September, and just to get my life in order. We've got our September TBR list, and I'm so determined to stick to this list as much as possible. Like, I genuinely want to read every book on that list. Like, there's no book where I'm like, I don't know. Like, I genuinely do want to read all of those books. I just need to prioritize and get them read. It's so hard being a reader because things crop up and I want to read them. Like Ruthless Vows, this isn't on my list, but it's on my list, you know. Like this, I wanted to try read this at the end of August, but I just didn't have time to get it squeezed in. And then I was like, there's no point just trying to squeeze it in. Like, I can read it in September, it's absolutely fine. But this is what I said in my TBR video. I want some leeway in case there is some books that crop up. So I'm so fine with reading this first, and then we will get to my actual list later on, which is so fine. Yeah, let's jump into reading our first book because I'm literally so excited. I can't wait any longer. Hey guys, it's actually the next day. Well, I filmed a clip yesterday, but I didn't. My phone died. But I really want to get into this book. I tried reading a bit yesterday. I'm 70 pages in, so I haven't got too far in, like not too far, and I feel like I'm just struggling to sit and read, which is so it's really hard for me when I feel like that because obviously I love reading. I love spending time just reading and sitting down, taking time for myself, just reading, but I feel like my brain is in like a million different places, which really frustrating because I really want to love this and I really want to get back into the world. I feel like I'm also struggling as well because I read the last one so long ago that I'm struggling to like get back in the mindset of the world and like the writing style and everything, and yeah, I am struggling a little bit, but that doesn't mean I'm not enjoying the book. Like, I feel like the whole premise and it makes sense from where Divine Rivals left off. Like, it all makes sense. It's just my brain is just struggling to brain, you know? We're going to sit and read for a bit. If I were kind of just like So there's like a couple weeks in between where Divine Rivals leaves off and where Ruthless Vows starts. So we're kind of like, I guess, like figuring out what's happened in regards to what happened at the ending of Divine Rivals. Obviously I'm trying not to give too much away, but there's like a bit of a time period in between. Like it's only a couple of weeks, it's not like a big time frame in between the books. I like how it continues on pretty much straight after from the first book, and we're kind of just like seeing where our characters are at, what is happening, how, like what their situations are, and I guess they're trying to like figure out how to overcome this obstacle. Okay, I want to sit and read this book, so let's sit and read together and hopefully get some pages read and get a bit further into the story. Okay guys, so I got an update. We're about 200 pages through, so about halfway-ish. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I did when it originally started. Not that I wasn't enjoying it, just because it was taking me a while to obviously get into the book and like remember everything that was happening and like reconnect back to the characters and understand what was going on and all that. So I am really enjoying it a lot more now that I'm in the world and I'm with the program. I'm understanding what's happening. And it's so crazy because I feel like this is so reminiscent of book one, but it's so different, and I love how it's like all intertwined and it's all kind of like making sense, but like the themes are still kind of the same, but it's like moved on still. I just really like how Rebecca Ross has done that, and it's actually making me really excited for her new release that comes out next week, Wild Reverence. I just love being back in this world. It feels so magical. If you haven't read Divine Rivals, it's essentially like fantasy meets historical fiction. So the premise is that our two main characters, Iris and Roman, they are journalists who are reporting on the war, essentially. There's like different sides of the war and gods and goddesses and everything. And they essentially write letters to each other. And it's all very magical. It's all very like whimsical almost, but it's still got like historical elements. So like I'm imagining all of this happening in sort of like World War One settings. And I was a bit of a history nerd at school, so I really like that aspect of it, which I don't really know why I don't read more historical fiction because I feel like I would really enjoy it, you know? Anyway, so yeah, I'm enjoying this a lot more. I'm so excited that I'm reading it. It just makes me so happy when you're reading a book that you love. Like, there's nothing better than reading a book that is just hitting and is just, oh, so good. I'm so excited to see where it goes, but I'm also a bit scared as to what's going to happen because there's a lot at stake. Like, obviously, it's in the middle of a war. Like, the war's still going on. But yeah, I'm excited for it to continue and see what's going to happen. So good so far. I can't wait to read some more of this later. And I am really enjoying it. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm so glad I finally got to it. I am kicking myself for leaving it so long between the books. But hey, what can you do? So I'm on page 275. It's obviously later in the day. It's nighttime. I was just thinking I need to come on and update you guys about what I'm reading because everything was going well, like better, like some of the original obstacles that were at the beginning of this book have sort of been resolved. Like we sort of got to a place where we're like, okay, like we're getting somewhere. And I was just thinking like everything's starting to go well. Like how is there so much more of the book left? Like obviously just kind of waiting for the pin to drop. Like I knew something was gonna happen. Like I knew that something bad was gonna happen, and I fear that something bad is about to start happening. And I'm just like, no. I feel so bad for these characters. Like I just want them to be happy and I just want them to be thriving, and they've got all this to deal with. Poor babies. Like yeah, but not got much left now. Not got much left at all. Not got too much left now. Like about, I'd say like 60-ish% of the way through, maybe 65. So we're making decent progress, but yeah, I just knew that the pin was going to drop, and I feel like it's about to drop, because the last sentence of the last chapter that I read, I was like, no, like, oh no, like I don't know how this is going to play out. Like I genuinely have no idea. All I'm expecting is pain, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to read a few more chapters and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So we have now finished Ruthless Vows. I finished this last night, and I had a long day. It was dark, my hair was wet, it was just not the right time to be filming. But we finished it. We have finished Ruthless Vows. I loved being back in this world. It did take me a while to get back into the world and like understand what was happening, and like the who's who and what's going on and what are the obstacles that our main characters need to overcome, like what's happening basically. It did take me a while to get back into it, just back into the Brighton style and everything. But once I got into that, I was enjoying it a lot more. I feel like it's weird because it had very similar vibes to the first book in terms of like plot. It was almost like a mirror of the first book, but also not at the same time. So I like that she kept kind of the vibes the same, but I just feel like the romance wasn't really there in this one. I felt it way more in the first one than I did the second one. So I do wish there was a bit more romance, and there was a lot of the author kind of telling us what was happening rather than showing us what was happening. So I think I would have liked it to be a bit more on page rather than our main character telling us what happened as if it's already happened, it's not happening on the page. Does that make sense? But overall, I'm going to give this 4 stars. It was still a really good read. I still really enjoyed it. I think it just took me a bit longer to get back into the book. I think I wish I would have read this a lot sooner. I wish I hadn't have waited as long in between the 2 books, because I feel like it did lose its magic a little bit. I do really love this series and these characters in this world. I love how the magic system works and how like the magical elements of the world are kind of like a balance between magic and ordinary life, and how it's all kind of a mirror of each other. I do really like that, and I am excited to get back into this world when Wild Reverence comes out next week. So I'm glad we finally finished this duology off. Yeah, really good read. I really recommend this series. Maybe read them a bit closer together if you're going to do that. Just overall, just a fun duology, like very different to what I usually read. It's kind of like historical fiction meets fantasy, but it's almost like a whimsical fantasy, but also not. Really, really good read. Definitely would recommend. But we're going to move on to our next read of the vlog, which is another book that I've been putting off for way too long. Way too long. I think I read the last book in this series in March. I want to say March. So I've got a couple of months that I read since I read this series, and this is also the last book in the series. I don't know if there's any more coming out. I'm not sure, but this is the last book that's been released anyway. And that book is House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas, the 3rd Crescent City book. She is chunky. Like, she is so chunky. The Crescent City books are just so big. Like, oh yeah, over 800 pages. So 800 pages, but I am really excited to dive back into this world, and I'm glad we got this on our TBR jar, because I've been wanting to finish the trilogy. If it's going to be a trilogy, I don't know if there's any more coming out in the series. I'm really unsure, but I obviously want to read this before Akatar comes out, and just to finish the series, I guess. I have really enjoyed the first 2 books. I gave the first book 5 stars. I was literally crying at the first book, and the second book, I think I gave it 4.5. So I'm excited for the 3rd book, although I'm not going into this book with high expectations, because a lot of people don't like this as much as the other 2. So kind of curious to find out why, but I'm kind of glad that I'm not going in with high expectations, because I could be pleasantly surprised. So I'm not really that fussed that people don't enjoy it, because hey, I might. Who knows? We shall see. Again, I can't really remember what was going on. Maybe I can. Maybe I can remember I can remember like the big main plot points at the end of the last book. We're going to be doing a combination of reading probably on my Kindle, because this is a big book. Also going to be doing a bit of the audiobook as well, which I have downloaded. So we are prepped and ready on all formats to read this book. And I'm excited to get into it and to see what the fuss is about, see what happens, see why people don't like it, see what's going on. I'm excited. So let's get into it. So I'm 78 pages in. I feel like I've sat here and read quite a lot, which, go me. I was a bit worried after reading Ruthless Vows because I struggled to get into that I was gonna feel the same way about this and struggle to remember stuff, but I'm fine. I'm so fine. I remember what's happening. I remember what's going on. I got it. I'm all good. I'm really liking the vibes of this book because of like where it's set. Like our characters got somewhat separated, and in one of the locations I'm just really excited about, kind of, which probably won't make sense if you've not read this. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. I actually can't even say because I don't want to ruin anything. Like, you need to read it for yourself. Like, you absolutely need to read it for yourself. So I read Akatar first, and then I read Throne of Glass, and now I'm reading Crescent City. That's, I think, the order you're meant to read it in, or at least I think as most people read Akatar first, because Akatar is a lot of people's first fantasy book and everything. Like, it was my first fantasy book. I feel like that's kind of the order that people are saying you should read the series in. So if you haven't read Crescent City yet, I highly recommend it. It's a really, really good series. It's urban fantasy as well, so a bit different from Akatar and Throne of Glass, if you've read those. Urban fantasy just means that obviously there's phones and like guns and nightclubs, and like, imagine if it was set in our world, but they're like fae and got magic. That's kind of the vibes. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm on chapter 4. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this, and I'm glad that I'm finally reading it. I can't believe I put it off for so long. I was putting it off because I had the first two in paperback, so I wanted the third one in paperback, obviously, to match. And the paperback in the UK wasn't out yet when I read these, so I was waiting for it to come out. I'm well aware I could have just read it on my Kindle, but I didn't. Even though I'm now reading it on my Kindle. This literally makes no sense. So anyway, I was waiting for the paperback to come out, and it didn't come out until like June, I think. And then it was summer, so I wasn't really in a fantasy mood. And now here we are in September. So that is my fun story of how and why it took me this long to read this book, even though I'm reading it on my Kindle anyway. So we're 8% of the way through, and I'm probably going to read a bit more tonight, and then I'll update you guys in the morning. Just come back from Pilates, which was actually really tough. It literally kicked my butt. My legs were absolutely shaking, but come back, had a shower, hence the wet hair. I'm gonna make myself a matcha, and I also picked up a little pan chocolate. Also, got into the charity shop quickly after Pilates. What I found? These are literally like brand new condition. Like, I'm sorry, these are literally brand new, and they're in the charity shop. I've taken the stickers off now, but they were literally in the charity shop for £2 each. £4 for 2 of these. I'm slowly collecting all the Harry Potters because I don't want to support the author, but I do really want to read the books. So I'm trying to find them in the charity shops or on Vinted, and I think I've only got Philosopher's Stone left to get. So we're doing pretty good. House of Flame and Shadow. So I'm now 25% of the way through on page 244, chapter 20. I read to about page 200 last night, which is actually pretty good. Then I listened to some in the car this morning on the way to Pilates and on the way back. So we're making decent progress. I feel like I'm actually flying through this. I'm really enjoying the story. I'm really enjoying being back in this world, and I feel like Sarah J Maas's universe and her characters and everything are just so well thought out. I'm obsessed. Like, I love it so much. I know, it just gives me a feeling inside, like I'm like, I can't believe so many people hate on this. Like, I'm literally loving it so much. Like, genuinely loving it so much. Really loving Bryce's side quest. Like, really loving Bryce's side quest because of who is there with her. It's the third book. I don't want to give anything away. And I'm also really enjoying Rune and his love interest and his kind of romantic life. It's so hard to say about spoilers, but those are the parts that I'm enjoying the most. I also feel like we're getting so many points of view in this book, which I'm really enjoying, because I feel like we're really getting like the full picture of everything, which I love. I love it when, you know, you get everyone's point of view, you get everyone's thoughts, you get everyone's feelings, you understand what's going on from all different sorts of perspectives. I feel like by this point as well, because it is the third book, like so much has happened and so much is going on that you need that perspective from all the characters, especially when the characters aren't always together. Like, you need that perspective to be able to like join the dots up. So I'm loving that. I have no idea how they're gonna get out of this one, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm loving this so much. I actually can't put it down. Like, all I want to do is read, which kind of bodes well for me because my legs were not happy with Pilates this morning. So I'm gonna plonk myself down on the sofa with my pain chocolat, my matcha, my Kindle, and we're gonna read. And I'm just so excited to be reading this book. Oh my god, I can't believe I put it off for this long, but I know that I'm reading it at the right time as well, because if I'd have read this in summer and forced myself to read it when I wasn't in the mood for fantasy, I don't think it would be hitting the same way it is now. But now I'm fully back in my fantasy era. I was literally thinking in the car, like, I've read fantasies like back to back to back to back to back. Like, I'm really truly back in my fantasy era. But I am excited for our next book in this vlog, because that is not fantasy. And I feel like it'll be a nice little in between the fantasies. So far, so good. I'm really enjoying it. I have nothing negative to say about this book. Like, I'm literally really enjoying it. I'm dumbfounded as to why everyone doesn't like it. Everyone literally said it's the worst one and it went downhill. I mean, I'm only 25% of the way through. Things could change. I've been yapping with Pat and Laura about it as well, because they've read it. They've already read it, so it's nice to be able to talk to someone about it who's read it, because then I can just give my full random thoughts without spoiling it for anyone. If you've not read Crescent City, if you've been putting it off, this is your sign to pick it up, because it's actually so good. Like, genuinely so good. I feel like all of Sarah's books just hit. She absolutely knows what she's doing, and she knows how to make you feel, and she knows how to make you get attached to characters. Like, you gotta trust her. She knows what she's doing. But this is your sign to pick it up. I'm gonna make myself a matcha.
Double take, you get hot,
Yeah, she's good. So there's a character who's like a mermaid. I don't know, you can go underwater. It's so funny because one of the other characters goes, enough fish. This just made me giggle. We've made some progress. We have made progress. I am now on page 459. That is only 47% of the way through. This book is chunky, but oh my god, so much is happening. So much is happening. Like, I'm actually getting whiplash. So the way I see books, they kind of go in a W. They're like, or like even the overarching series. So like, it starts off alright, then things go bad, then it gets better, then it goes bad again, and it gets better, like that kind of vibe. And we're sort of now at the up bit, so things are okay, but we just know, you know, there's 400 pages left, like, stuff's gonna get bad again. We know that, we accept it, it's fine. But yeah, things are currently good. I've had a lot of information, a lot of context, a lot of lore, a lot of history on the world, reasons as to why things are happening. Like, so much is happening. Oh my god, my mind's literally blown. But in Sarah we trust, because the way she creates her worlds, like everything is so well thought out and everything just makes sense. Like even stuff that she mentioned in the early stages of the first book like comes back around and it just makes sense. Like I just love it so much. Like it literally blows my mind. I'm obsessed. I'm really enjoying this book. I don't really know why it gets so much hate. Like I actually just am failing to understand, because the storyline's good. We have some very fun adventures. And like the pace is really good. Like so much is happening. This is going so quickly. Like it doesn't feel like I've read 450 odd pages. You know? Like it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But so far it's so good. Really enjoying it. Basically halfway. But yeah. I'm so glad I finally picked this up. I feel like I picked it up at the right time. I think I said that earlier, but I am just so glad that I picked this up at the like now, and I didn't force myself to read it in summer when I was originally planning to read it, because it's just hitting so perfectly right now. I've literally got all forms of format for this book. It's actually kind of funny. But I have noticed, because I was doing a little TikTok, so in the book I'm on page 519, but on Kindle I'm on page 601. So that's like quite a big difference, because I'm only 63% of the way through, and I was like, how am I 600 pages in when I should have 200 pages less? Like this is a 800 page book. It's 835 pages, and I was like, if I'm on page 600, how have I still got 40% of the book left? It's not making sense. Well, that's why the Kindle has more pages. So I've read 600 pages, but I've not read 600 pages. I've read like 500 pages. Literally laughing out loud. There's a bit and they're doing like some research and investigating something. We've got like Team Caves and Team Archives, and Bryce is just like, "Go Team Caves!" And I'm literally just like laughing out loud. Like it's genuinely so funny. Like I'm just imagining like American cheerleader go, like she was just like, hands in, go Team Caves, and everyone was just looking at her like, what are you doing? Oh, I was literally cackling out loud. But I feel like still on this journey, but at least we're on this journey together now. Everyone's sort of back in the same spot, which is nice. We're still discovering things. The characters are still trying to find out, like, I guess, how to destroy their enemy and all things fantasy world related. It's so funny because I keep forgetting how contemporary it is, because I've not read any urban fantasy for ages. So there's just bits where like Bryce is like they were talking to a king, and the king's like really old fashioned and whatnot. And like he was saying stuff, Bryce was like, "Oh fucking course." Like it was just like, it's like the sarcastic tone that she has, and I just love that. Like she's genuinely so funny, and she is one of my favorite FMCs, I think. Like I just love reading about her, to be honest. Like she's genuinely so funny, and she's so smart as well, like with her plans and everything. Like I feel like it comes across like she doesn't know what she's doing and she's just like winging it, and then like she's not, like she had this plan all along, you know. And I'm just like, classic Sarah, but I love to see that. I'm hoping to finish it today because I would like to start my next book tomorrow, because it comes out tomorrow, so I want to go get it from the bookstore. I have been listening to a bit on audio as well, and obviously I've been reading it mainly on my Kindle. We've got all formats on the go. Really enjoying it. I'm actually just like so happy to be reading this book, and I'm so glad that I finally picked it up. I've just met a bit about Tharian, who's like a merman, and he was talking about like being kept underwater, because there's like a kingdom underwater, and he was like, oh, they could have kept me there. And one of the other characters just goes, but you could have just swum away. And he'd be like, you can't just swim away. Literally so funny. What? Actually, what have I just read? Surely not. These updates are a bit sporadic and crazy, but Sarah's doing it again. She's doing it again. I'm scared. Of course it doesn't get explained straight away. Oh my god. Okay, so we're 80% of the way through page 771. I can't believe how many more pages we've got to read on Kindle, but I am guessing whiplash. So much is happening right now in true Sarah style. End of the book, so much is going on, and we've got all these different points of view of everyone on their own little missions. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? But we're gonna sit and read for a bit. I do want to try and get this finished today. It says I have 2 hours left in the book, so we could definitely do that because I really want to read our next book tomorrow. Wait, what? Oh my god, go hunt. So much going on, like, oh, I actually, what? I don't know if they're doing the right thing or not. Like, I'm literally so stressed out. Like, this is like a 50-50 toss up of whether it's gonna work. No, because what have I just read? Oh my god. I'm literally like, I'm shaking. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. Guys, we finished Crescent City 3. I am literally speechless at this book. The way everything came together and just like blew my mind. Insane, like genuinely insane. Nobody does it like Sarah does it. Like the way everything connects and everything comes together, and literally the smallest of sentences can have so much meaning and you won't even think so until something else happens. Like, oh my god, oh my god. So Crescent City is an urban fantasy. This is obviously book 3, so I don't want to say too much in it because the plot has developed massively since the first book. But the first book, basically, it's urban fantasy. It follows Bryce, and there's kind of a bit of a murder mystery kind of going on. Basically, he has to work on that, figure all that, but then obviously there's like a bigger overarching plot, and the murder mystery is just like a drop in the ocean. So that's kind of the vibe of the book. And we have all different types of creatures. We have like mermaids, we have vampires, we have wolves, fae, witches, sprites, like a number of different creatures, which I really love. And obviously it's urban fantasy, so they have phones, nightclubs, like they talk more contemporary than they do in like your standard fantasy book, which I'm a big fan of urban fantasy, so this really hit the spot. But I've just enjoyed this series so much, and this last book was just so good. I actually am baffled at how much hate it gets. I'm actually gonna have a look at some of the reviews and see like what people are saying as to why they're giving it such negative reviews, because I genuinely don't understand. To me, this was so good, so good. I'm gonna give this 5 stars. I literally had such a good time reading this, I can't even explain. Like, I couldn't put it down. I've essentially read, I mean, this is an 800-page book, but the Kindle version was 1,000 pages. I read that in like 2 days. Insane work from me, can't lie. Really so good. If you haven't read Crescent City yet, I would definitely recommend, but I would definitely recommend reading Akatar, then Throne of Glass, then Crescent City. That's the order that I did it in, and I feel like it was the perfect order. Genuinely, wow, so speechless at this book. This was just insane, genuinely insane. Like, not even in my wildest of dreams could I have imagined this book coming together how it did. Like, genuinely, so good. So good. The vibes were perfect. The plot came together so well. I love these characters so much. I really love this book, and I'm so happy I finally read it. I have now read the big 3. Super happy about that, and that's also another series ticked off. I don't know if this is the end of the series, because the way it ended, it could be like yeah, the whole plot kind of came to, like the overarching plot of the 3 books kind of came to a close, but could also lead to other things happening. That's kind of how the book ended. We have now ticked off another series, or caught up to all the books being published, so I'm very happy about that. Our next book that we're going to read, I'm literally so excited about. I went and picked it up from the bookstore this morning, but I forgot to film. So insert my little TikTok, because I did film that. to read is none other than Wildcard by Elsie Silver. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. This is the last book in the Rose Hill series, and I think this is the one I am genuinely most excited for. It's ex-boyfriend's dad. Literally so excited. I feel like as well, because I've been reading kind of fantasy back to back to back to back to back, I am in dire need of just a small town fun romance, and this is going to deliver. I have such high hopes for this, which kind of scary going in with high hopes because I don't want to be disappointed, but I'm genuinely so excited. From what I know about this book, they kind of get stuck in an airport, I think, and I guess they get to know each other from there, but then I don't know where the ex-boyfriend comes into the mix. I genuinely know nothing other than it's ex-boyfriend's dad. I'm so excited to read this book. Like, I cannot even, just so excited. Oh my god, like I genuinely needed this book to come out today because it is the perfect book for me to read right now. That's generally how I'm feeling. And a bit sad that the series is ending because it's been all single dads, which kind of a slay. But she's announced her next series, which is going to be the Emerald Lake series, which I'm so excited for. That's next year. For the time being, we've got Wildcard, and I'm just so excited. I mentioned that I'm excited to be reading this because I'm excited to be reading this. Let's jump into this because I actually can't wait any longer. Like, I need to start this book. I need to start this book. For bed, but I thought I'd do a quick update on Wildcard. I'm 50% of the way through. How am I 50% of the way through? I can't put it down. I'm obsessed. I love Gwen and Bash so much, and I feel like Elsie Silver has done such an amazing job at giving a good amount of depth to these characters and all the side characters. And Clyde, oh my god, I love Clyde. I'm so glad that we're getting more of Clyde. I feel like he's been mentioned throughout the series, but it's always just been like, oh, crazy Clyde, and like you don't really know anything about it, but there's just so much more to him, and he's giving like dad vibes, but like granddad dad vibes, like Harvey vibes from Chestnut Springs. Oh my god, like those are the vibes he's giving me. I just love them so much. Like, I'm genuinely like, I don't want this book to end, but I also can't put it down. That's kind of like where I'm at. Actually, it's just so good. Like, oh my god, did I need this book? I feel like I'm reading this book at like the most perfect time. Like, there couldn't be a more perfect time for me to read this book. Reading so many fantasies like back to back and everything, I feel like it's generally just the perfect time. Just the perfect time. Just in the middle of a chapter. I've got 5 minutes left in this chapter, so I'll probably read that chapter and then I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm pretty tired and I've got to go to the office tomorrow for work, so I don't think I'll probably read much tomorrow, but I'll catch up with you guys when I'm back from work. I forget to say, because it's ex-boyfriend's dad and Trip, who's his son, I hate him. He is the worst. He's actually the worst. Like, I genuinely hate him. He's just such a douchebag. Like, such a douchebag. I'm also really loving like all the tiptoeing around that they're doing, so I don't really know what's on the blurb, so I don't really know how much to say, but they're in a close proximity kind of situation and there's just loads of tiptoeing around and everyone's just kind of like tiptoeing around the situation. Close proximity does it for me every single time. Like, what do you mean you're having to be right next to the person who you're trying to not get with? Love it, absolutely love it. Got 2 minutes left in my chapter, and then I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow when I get back from the office. That was so good. So we finished Wildcard. Oh my god, this was so good. Like, genuinely unreal, and definitely my favourite one in the series. I did kind of predict that it was going to be based off the tropes. Ex-boyfriend's dad, and there's a bit of an age gap, and I do just love that trope. I eat it up every single time I read about it. It was generally so good, and I feel like the characters had such depth to them. There was a lot of mental health representation within the characters, and just the way their inner monologues worked and how they were thinking about things. I could really relate to like what they were saying, what they were thinking, and how their actions kind of reflected that. And I really thought that Elsie did such a good job of showing us that, and kind of highlighting mental health issues and how that can affect our choices and all of that. So I did really, really enjoy that aspect of it, and I felt like their meet cute was generally just so cute, and I loved how they interacted right from the get-go. Such chemistry, like straight from like day dot. There was just like an instant connection, and you could really see that, and I really, really like that. I just love Gwen and Bash and Clyde. Oh my god, Clyde. So we see Clyde throughout the series, but we don't really know much about him, and in this book we get a lot of Clyde because I guess he's closest to Bash, who is our MMC, and I really, really like that. It kind of gave me Harvey Eaton vibes from the Chestnut Spring series, and I love that so much. Like, just having like an older sort of father figure there, especially for Gwen, because she doesn't really have the greatest relationship with her parents. So I feel like her having Clyde there as well just was like it felt like really special to see that and watch Gwen have kind of like a little family unit, which I really, really like, because she obviously didn't have that in her home life. I was kicking my feet and giggling the whole way through. I had such a good time. It was so nice seeing all the side characters now that we know them all so well. And I feel like it was just the perfect end to the series. And Elsie just did such an amazing job with this series and this book in particular. Definitely my favourite in the series, if I hadn't said already. I also really liked how their jobs tied into the storyline. Gwen is a yoga instructor, and Bash is a aerial firefighter, so like wildfires, he's the guy who's putting them out, which really scary high stakes job. But I really like how that sort of became part of the plot itself, and it wasn't just like, oh yeah, these are what they do, and that's kind of brushed over and that was it. I really like how it was incorporated into the story. I think I'm gonna give this book 5 stars because I genuinely can't find any faults with it. I loved it so much. I had so much fun from start to end. There was at no point did I feel like it was going slow or I wasn't interested. Like, I genuinely just had the best time reading this book, and I would recommend Elsie Silver's writing to literally anybody. This is now her 3rd series that she's published, so she's got a whole catalogue of books for you to go and read, and I genuinely just love her writing so much. She is an auto-buy author for me. I'm kind of sad that the series has come to an end, but I'm so excited for her next series that she's recently announced. I believe it comes out in March next year, and it's like an interconnected series within the Elsie Silver universe. But I'm genuinely just so excited for more of her books. I love reading her books. I'm tempted to reread some of her books. But that is the end of this week's video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I have a feeling it might be a long one. I've got a lot of footage to edit. So if you're still here, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing good. And I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye.